Right, so by the time you're watching this, Denny Hamlin won the 2024 Clash. Probably the last one ever. But let's go back a year before that, right? There's 64 laps left in the 2023 staging of this, the Clash at the Coliseum. NASCAR's season opening exhibition race held at a makeshift short track built in the LA Coliseum. Anyways, that's Kyle Busch, NASCAR veteran, two-time Cup Series champ. He just left Joe Gibbs Racing, his home since 2008, and now he's trying to start a new life at Richard Childress Racing, driving this new 8 car with this downright hideous number font, which I've admittedly grown to not hate as much anymore. Anyways, he's facing the wrong way, as you can clearly see. That's because he just got tagged by one of his arch rivals. Maybe they're cool now, I don't actually know. His name is Joey Logano. Joey Logano at this point is the defending champion of the Cup Series, but that's irrelevant to the story, so we move. With the track being as short as it is, passing isn't really the easiest thing to do. Thanks to this spin, Kyle Busch is now in dead last. On track though, not literally. The only 2 drivers he's still ahead of are both out of the race. One is Eric Jones, a guy who used to be his teammate at Gibbs. And speaking of Gibbs, the other is Joe's grandson Ty, who has effectively replaced Kyle at JGR. So yeah, Kyle's in dead last, and now there's 64 laps left to run. He obviously has a fast car because he was in the top 10 all night, but given the sheer chaos of the race, climbing through the field without getting clobbered in an accident seems quite unlikely. But if he didn't climb through the field, I wouldn't have made this video, so let's do this. Here's how Kyle Busch went from 25th to 3rd at the Clash. Now what's important to note is that all the guys earlier that ran up front and got shuffled back, they didn't really recover. Hamlin was leading early, he got spun on lap 74, and as it regarded the fight for the win, we never saw him again. Almirola looked fast early, he was leading, he got shuffled back, and he even went a lap down. Anyways, back to this guy, Kyle Busch. He restarts in 25th with 59 laps to go, and you can already see him on the hard cam making moves. Following a spin from Justin Haley, the race goes back to green with only 44 laps left, and you can see on the ticker Kyle is already in 17th. That's 8 spots already. A spin by Briscoe turns 8 spots into 9 as the race goes back under caution. Ryan Blaney would spin a couple laps after the next restart, which would see Kyle gain another place. As the cars lined up for the restart, not only is Kyle ahead of Hamlin, who was leading earlier, but he's also right behind Joey Logano, the guy who started this whole comeback in the first place. These laps after the restart shows Kyle working the outside to make moves. With 30 to go, he makes this awesome double pass on Logano and Reddick to get himself back into the top 10. With 22 laps to go, Kyle gets past Noah Gragson for 9th. Ryan Preece, who was absolutely cooking on his Stewart-Haas debut, developed electrical issues which caused him to lose speed and bunch the field up a bit. Kyle used this as an opportunity to pass Kyle Larson for P8. With 13 to go, Kyle gets by Ross Chastain and now runs P7. Preece, still going slow from electrical problems, drops behind Busch as well. Kyle Busch is now P6 as a caution comes out for Michael McDowell losing power. On the restart, Kyle manages to get around Bowman, slotting himself into 4th behind Truex, Bubba Wallace, and his teammate, Austin Dillon. Dillon then proceeds to slam into the back of Bubba, sending him into the wall and bringing out another caution, seemingly as payback for an earlier incident. Using choose cone rules, Kyle restarts 2nd with a chance at the win. He didn't have the speed to catch Truex though, and he'd actually relinquished that P2 to Dillon to see if Dillon could have a go. Alas, both of them failed, and Truex took the checkered flag to win the 2nd ever Clash at the Coliseum as Kyle Busch in just 64 laps turned a P25 into a podium finish. And I mean a literal podium finish, because this was a thing they did for the race. I don't know why, probably because of the nature of the Coliseum, but it's kind of cool, yeah? Anyways, that's the story. I wrote a script, but only time will tell how much I actually stuck with it in the end. But yeah, that was the comeback. I, for one, thought it was a mad one, especially seeing how hard passing was on the day, especially seeing how few laps were left when he did it. I thought it was cool, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you found it cool as well, or at least interesting, I don't know. Hopefully it was enough to make you like the vid, and if you're new, hopefully it was enough to make you subscribe. I don't know. Thanks for watching though, and thanks for your constant support. Intern out.